What's up, guys? So today we're going to be doing an oil change on a 2004 Toyota Corolla. For those who need absolute specifications, I mean, they're all pretty much the same engine except the XRS. It's a 1ZZ. It's a 1ZZ Corolla, 1.8, 4-cylinder VVTi. Nothing special, 118 horsepower, again, nothing special. But we are going to change the oil because this is my sweet princess and my daily driver.
Hey! Look! Big fucking top. Oh, I think I killed you both. There's an arrow in my fucking forehead.
I'm going to take a big fat black dildo covered in spikes and jalapeno sauce and just shove it so far up her ass.
Alright, so before we get started, I do want to give you a little teaser here. One of these days, this beautiful little angel will be mine. It is I believe it's a 2005 Toyota RAV4 Type S. It's got the fog lights, a little body kit looking shit. It's got a hood scoop. I think we can even make this functional. But yeah, this is going to be my winter car one day. My aunt told me she's going to get rid of it. We will take very good care of this vehicle, and when this vehicle comes into our possession, I'll be sure to introduce you to it more. Alright, so today what we're doing is we're going to learn how to do the bugs are bad oil change. Now notice that, does that mean that this is a top-notch oil change? I mean, it's close. It's not like I'm getting it up on a lift and really get every last bit out of it, but I think we're going to do a really good oil change today. I'm going to teach you how. So first and foremost, what I always do when I check my oil is I like to check the tire pressure, because it's the perfect time, literally the perfect time to check the pressure on your tires. You're already going to be sitting here working on your car. Pull out your goddamn tire pressure gauge. Get to work. You don't know how to check your tire pressure? I mean, yikes. Anyways, you're going to untwist this little cap here. You see it? Now, what I know I'm looking for, generally, here, I should probably show you. You generally want to stick to manufacturer specifications, especially if you're using stock tires. If you open the door, right, you open the driver door, you see right here, what's it say, 30 psi. I generally drive at 32, so that's what I'm looking for, is 32, but now you know, most cars usually sit around 32, but please, take a look at your door jamb. Don't fucking stress. I cannot stress that enough. Look at your door jamb. Figure out what your OEM tire pressure calls for, and stick to it. Make sure you don't have this thing sticking out already. Just get it firmly on it so you don't hear the psst anymore, and then let go. Now hopefully this tells you that we are... Okay, I give up. So we got 30 psi, or 32 psi as I said I wanted, and it's what I still have, so it's good. Now obviously check all the tire pressures, not just the one, because the one isn't going to tell you everything you need to know. 32. That's 30. So now we know that we might need to keep an eye on this tire because it's 2 pounds short. You really shouldn't lose air pressure unless you're getting rapid changes in temperature, ambient temperature. Then yeah, you might get some fluctuations in tire pressure, but all the tires should be affected, not just one. So now we know, keep an eye on that tire, and that's what we're going to do. Whoa. Okay. Alright. I was like, yo. Alright, so what we're going to be doing here... Ooh, I don't like this. What the fuck is this? Oh, we need a car wash is what we need. We got the hood off. This is what you should do when you have the hood off. Check your fluids. Power steering fluid, right? Power steering fluid. So this is the hot minimum. The engine's kinda warm. I mean, it's not. I mean, the alternator's not that hot. I mean, it's kind of hot. I've run it like an hour ago, so it's not the worst. But oh man, that battery tray though. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and deem this. This fluid's fine. Windshield wiper fluid. Last I checked, I was able to wipe the bugs off of my car, so we good. Yeah, we were gonna have to do something about this battery terminal another day. We'll do a video about that. It's good to check your air filter. Pop the caps off, check. Oh yeah, we could probably use a new air filter. But I kind of wanted to get a cold air intake, so yeah, I think we're just gonna expedite that. For any of you people who are like, yo, Bugs, why are you gonna get a cold air intake? You trying to make this fast? No, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're probably not getting any power out of a cold air intake. You might even lose power. But the thing is, it sounds nice. This is my daily driver. I'm a car enthusiast. I want my daily driver to be something I enjoy. I've had a 1ZZ MR2. I've had 3 1ZZ MR2s for 3rd gen. All the same engine as my Corolla. I like the sound of the engine. So with that, yes, I want to get a muffler and I'm going to get a cold air intake. That's all I want for engine notes. Now here's something that's alarming to me. Do you see this? This doesn't look good. And the color of my brake fluid is not good. We're probably going to need to do a brake fluid flush here in the near future. We're above max right now, so I should probably do something about that. We'll bleed the lines or something, but probably not going to do that today. You can check your coolant down here. Make sure your coolant's at full. I'll tell you right now, you're going to have a nut here. You're going to have some bolts up here, right? I just take that off. I want to be able to access this whenever I want. Because when you do your oil changes, you should check for a leak. Which obviously we have a valve cover leak here. You can tell I have a valve cover leak. I already have a valve cover video in mind. So I'm going to be doing the valve cover in the future for you guys. That way, if anybody here wants to work on their own Corolla, I'm going to teach you how to do it. But I don't think it's the head. The head looks fine, to be honest. I mean, obviously the head didn't cause this, but I don't think I have a head gasket leak. But we definitely need to do something with the valve cover gasket. Also good to check your belts. I mean, personally, I feel like this belt might need to be replaced soon. If you look at it, get this fucking line out of my way. You want to look for like cracks and stuff in the rubber. If you start seeing any cracks in the rubber, you need to replace the belt. Just replace the belt because you do not want that bitch to snap. You really don't. Now listen, I understand. Again, you probably Bugs. Just fucking change the goddamn oil. You can change the oil, but if you don't check everything else, who gives a shit if you change the oil? The car's gonna break down the road. Cool, you got brand new oil in the engine, but it doesn't even start, so who cares? Also today, while we're doing this, I have been a lazy piece of shit and refused to put the little plastic splash guard on the bottom of the car. So we're gonna be taking these fuckers off because I'm getting kind of tired of people coming up to me and telling me, hey, something's hanging from your car. Yeah, dude, I know. Thank you. So for the most part, we've gotten our pre-oil change inspection taken care of. So now we got to figure out what tools we need. Now I'll tell you right now, if these were in better shape, I would tell you to wear fucking goggles. If you're getting under your car, wear goggles. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't care how basic that job is. You get under there and a little tiny piece of rust goes in your eye, fuck, you're going to wish you wore goggles. Alright, so what are we going to need for this job? Well, I'll tell you right now. You're going to need a 14mm socket. And for my case of the undercarriage, probably going to need a 10mm socket for that. So we're going to use the 14 for the oil plug. We're going to use the 10 for the splash guard, splash shield, whatever you want to call it. We're going to use a hydraulic jack. And then we're going to use some jack stands, because I am super safe. I don't want to die because I'm just trying to save $20. So, actually it's more than that, because we're doing a full synthetic oil change. If you're doing the oil change yourself, honestly, guys, if you normally take it someplace, get some fucking fully synthetic for your car, especially if it's a Toyota, dude. It's gonna last forever. Get a fully synthetic oil filter, at least one that's made for fully synthetic oil, or you just get any oil filter. Honestly, it's up to you, but I personally try to stick with some higher end shit rather than just shit. And then you're gonna need a catch pan, because if you're just dumping oil on the ground, you're literally a piece of shit. You might also want to get a filter. It makes your life a little bit easier. Alright, so here we go. We're about to get this shit underway. Now, we'll let you know we're about to jack this car up, and I'll tell you right now, if you try to use your fucking OEM, like the scissor jack that comes with the car so you can change your spare, you're a fucking asshole. So apparently today you guys are learning why you're an asshole. It's not really how to change your oil on your Corolla. It's more along of what makes bugs think that you are an asshole. Alright, so here we are with our jack stand. Or it's actually not even a jack stand. This is actually the jack itself. So what we're looking for is, if you look down on the bottom of the car, you can see pinch welds right here. These are the thickest portions. I aim for here. I highly recommend aiming for here. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to set this up so it's kind of flush. Start lifting your jack. Make sure you got that shit dead center. Now, if you got like a stand or something, like a little cushion to put here, I highly recommend it. It's not a bad idea. I just never purchased one, and I've been using this fucker for quite some time without one. So, pretty comfortable with it. I hate when that happens. It's nothing to be alarmed about, really. It's just the sound will freak you the fuck out. Okay, so there might be something. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong here. My jack seems to be broken. We're gonna have to do some repairs here. So what was going on is the pins here popping out. I need to put like a cotter pin here. See the little hole? You gotta get a cotter pin here to stop it from pushing out to the other side. That's what was going on. So as long as I keep these in place, I should be fine. But yeah. Now let's get the jack stands. So generally when I do the jack stand, I try to find a portion of the frame to sit it on. It's looking like where we're gonna rest it, right here. And pretty much we just lower the jack at this point so the car goes down on that. So I'm trying to make sure you can get this all see? Magic. So after you've done that, you want to make sure that you've tightened this, because you don't want it coming back down on you when you're jacking it up. So here we go. We're going to jack up the second side. Now when we get close, I'm going to center it just to make sure we're good. Looks like we should be good. And then up it goes. Up, see, and then look. This is what I was telling you about. So you bring it up. I gotta get the cotter pins, or not the cotter pins, but I need to get these little pistons, or whatever the fuck you want to call these things. These little gizmos on my jack to go through to the other side. Because they fell out again. So we gotta do this. Look on the inside. Lead it through. Here we go. We got it through. It's good to go again. So back to jacking it up. Alright, so we got it up. I recommend everybody do this. So when you lower it, or once you put the stand down, don't use the jack. You really don't want to use the jack. Oh, there goes my coffee. Shouldn't have left that on the roof, huh? Fucking idiot. Alright, so first and foremost, because I'm fucking tired of hearing about it, let's get this goddamn fucking splash shield off the bottom of my car. Alright, so looking at this, looks like I have to get all the way back up there. I'm really not doing that, so I'm gonna tuck it. And honestly, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking about something I should have warned you guys about. So let's cut to that real quick. Before you start swinging your hands around everywhere, underneath the car, in a car, with fluids, etc., there's one thing you guys should probably keep in mind. If you have anything, jewelry, rings, watches, necklaces, bracelets, I don't know, anything you don't want to get damaged under that fucking hood, I suggest you take it off. This is the first watch I've ever purchased, so I kind of don't want anything to happen to it. Might be a basic watch, but I like my watch. Fuck you. So how we're going to start this oil change is we're about to move the drain pan, or the catch pan, whatever you want to call it. We're going to move that underneath the car. We need to move it and position it so it's underneath the oil filter and it's underneath the drain plug. But before I do anything, I always do this. Take off the fill cap, because you let air into the engine, which will allow the fluid to come out. It's going to come out either way, but if you want it to come out faster and more efficiently, take the fucking fill cap off. So normally how I start this, I put this underneath the oil filter. It's the first place I start an oil change, is the oil filter. Since I'm an asshole and I never put my splash shield back on, we're going to move the splash shield aside. Get the oil filter, or the catch pan underneath the oil filter. Now, I do my own oil changes, okay? I don't go to fucking town with these things. If you use an oil filter wrench to tighten it, you're a fucking asshole. Because these can get on there really bad. Like, dude, really bad. I'm going to tell you guys a fun fact. A little fun story about an oil filter one day, okay? So I was working in a shop, alright? And while I was working in this shop, there was a Chevy Suburban. Needed an oil change. So we're going to go do the oil change. I'm trying to remove the oil filter. I've already drained the oil. I should have never drained the oil before trying to remove the oil filter. So, I can't get this oil filter off. I go to my boss, I'm like, listen dude, I'm using an oil filter wrench, this thing will not come off. He's like, I don't know. It's just, the oil filter wrench just kept sliding off of it. I'm like, holy shit. Right? So, he tried it, he's like, yeah, this is fucked. He's like, let's try to just put a screwdriver through it. We'll try to get it off like that. So we put a screwdriver in it, and then any bit of oil in that car that was in there, it's gone now. It's fucking gone now. We also had a few cars in the shop, so we couldn't use any of the other lifts. We were using a wheel alignment rack, okay? So, for those who aren't familiar with what a wheel alignment rack is, it has these little dips on the rack itself, so the wheels can just sit in there. And this customer started getting really mad about this oil change. So he's like, you know what? I don't want you changing my oil. It's like, okay, cool, whatever. But, how the fuck am I supposed to, A, get a new oil filter on there? Now we got a big hole through it. So we're not going to put a new oil, we're not going to just put oil in it and let it go. You know what I mean? Literally, the oil filter has a hole in it, a huge hole on both sides. And it's like torn at this point, because we're trying to get it off with a screwdriver, and the screwdriver is just shredding this oil filter. And I'm like, oh my god, whoever did your last oil change did not lubricate this. Long story short, he's like, just push it out. My boss is like, okay. So we're all just pushing this fucking car off the wheel alignment rack. And I'm the guy. I'm the fucking guy that has to jump in the car and stop it before it rolls back off into the highway. Right? So we're pushing the car, rocking it back and forth. Finally we get it up over this dip and it starts rolling. Chris, it's your time to jump in the car. So I go to run to jump in the car, stepped on an oil slick, slipped, the door caught me, and then there's like a little pillar that goes up, this big thick metal pillar that you use to like lift and lower the fucking rack. This door came back, pushed me into the pillar, And then I just started seeing stars, and I started like suffocating pretty much. And all of a sudden, the door just snaps and goes like that, right? Bro, that guy's car got fucked up, and so did I. So make sure you're lubricating your oil filter before you put it on, and don't tighten it too hard. Thank you. Alright, so as you can see, this is the oil filter, right? We're just going to loosen it a little bit. Actually, what we can do is just spin it off. Oops. But yeah, you get the picture. It should have just fallen off in there, but whatever. We good. So if you're trying to figure out, yo, Bugs, where's the drain plug on this thing? It's back here. I don't know how to show you that without getting oil on the phone, but it's back here. I'm literally touching it. I'm fucking touching it with my middle finger right now. Alright, so at this point, we're gonna try to get this bitch off. Should probably make sure that we're going the right way. This is the way we want to go. Counterclockwise. Alright, so I get it just a little bit loose. And at this point, make sure I get the pan in here a little bit more. And then I just loosen it by hand. Alright, so we got the plug off. See? Alright, so right now what we're doing is we're just letting this thing drip. As you can see, she's filling up. So what I like to do when it stops dripping, what we're doing right now is we're just adding a little bit more to force whatever's in there out. Now, you probably should use like a cheaper oil to do this, but whatever. See, now it's back to running out. But you want to do that until it starts clearing up. You don't want it to be black. Now, you get all the nasty shit out of the bottom of your engine. I'm also going to be completely honest with you, because the oil filter came off like that, I'm not really excited to talk to my aunt. She's going to be so pissed about the driveway. Come on, dude. That oil filter wanted to practice gymnastics. Let it be. We're still just waiting for that bitch to stop dripping. It's just pouring on out. Alright, we've graduated to drips. So let's put the drain plug back on. So I leave the drain plug like this, face down, so whatever's on it might drip off. It's good to inspect it, make sure that there's no metal shavings or anything in the threads. If you have a magnetic drain plug, it's going to pick up all your metal shavings. You definitely don't want to strip the threads on your oil pan. That's for fucking sure. So now that we got this hot new clean drain plug. Now, if your car uses a drain plug gasket, and we're really talking about a Corolla here, I don't think this car came with a drain plug gasket. But if it did, I don't use it, sorry. But I'm just gonna get it in there. Now what I do when I tighten any bolt is I loosen it first. I know it sounds funny, but you do that until it drops. You'll feel it drop back down into the threads, and that's how you know you're lined up. And then you tighten it. That's literally what I'm doing right now. I'm just tightening the drain plug. Once you got it tightened by hand, you grab your ratchet. Make sure you have it set for clockwise tightening. Let's give it a barely even turn. Just like that. What the fuck is on my radiator? Dude, that's fucking solid. I can't get that off. Look at this shit. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't want to touch those shrouds though, whatever the hell that thing's. Dude, these things will fuck your hands up, bro. So at this point, what you need to do, you need to get your oil filter and not smack it down on the floor like I just did. take your oil filter. You see this rubber seal? We need to coat this in clean, fresh oil. Alright, so what we're going to do, you got your oil filter. What I like to do, find the cleanest finger you have, pinky finger right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, oops, too much. And then we're going to just coat it. Just run a circle around the gasket, like that, so you can lubricate it. Pajama bottoms, we good. Once you've done that, you're gonna find the oil filter where it would go. You see it? Right there. See, I'm like just spinning it, but now it's kind of on there. I'm just gonna get it hand tight. That's it. It's not even that tight. I'm not squeezing it, nothing. I just want it on there. Firmly, but not excessively tight. Or else you might have the same story that I experienced a few years ago. Also, another thing you should have done before you started changing the oil, I forgot to mention it to you guys. I've already done it, that's why I didn't. You want to check the oil. You want to make sure that the oil's holding. You want to make sure that the color is good. I know my color wasn't good. You really just want to make sure that everything's being done correctly. But right now, so what you would normally do is you'd pull the dipstick out, don't even look at it. Don't even fucking look at it. Try it out, put it back down in, and then pull it up again. That's how you would check the oil. Now, this is dry. There's nothing on it. You know why? Because there's no fucking oil in the car. But just something you should know. Those who are wondering where the dipstick is, it's right here. Pull it out. Magic, right? I've got too much tremors for this. There we go. Magic. So at this point, we need to get our new jug of oil and fill this bitch up. Please, God, don't actually fill it up. That's one thing you do not want to do. Do not overfill your engine. You will have much bigger issues than being overdue on an oil change. There we go. Osteoarthritis, yo. So right now, I'm just poking a hole in my little oil container. We're going to hold this fucker straight. And I'm just going to pour some oil in. Don't pour it in too fast, you're going to have a big mess. Alright. So at this point, we put a lot of oil in there. I know I didn't put too much. I might have too little, but that's okay, because I don't want to remove oil. I don't want to have to remove oil. So we're just going to leave this like this for now. I'm going to put the funnel aside, put the oil cap or the fill cap back on. So at this point, what we got to do is we got to start the car to let the oil settle in the oil filter. Now, no, I do not sit in the car while it's sitting on jack stands. Let it idle for just like a minute, not even. Just let everything settle. Let the pistons rise, valves, everything. Let everything breathe for a minute. Then we're going to turn it off. At this point, what you want to do, now that you've gotten the oil filter to take in the oil that it needs to take, now we've got to check the oil level. So what we're going to do, when you do that, remember what I said, you pull it out, don't even look at it. Notice how I didn't even look at it. There we go, now we look at it. This is an accurate measurement. We still don't have enough oil in here. So we're going to drop it down and we're going to add more oil. Alright, so let's get our oil. Get it in there. I know I'm like, I need another quart, at least. Because when you're that low, when you're not even showing oil on the dipstick, you usually need just at least a quart. At least a quart. But that's what I aim for. I aim to put like a little less, or a little bit like over a quart less than I call for, just to check the oil level and get the oil filter to get some oil in it. So now it should be good. And set the funnel aside again. I don't know why I'm putting the fill cap on right now, because I might need to take it off again. Oh, we're almost there. Eric. See, like, we're stupid close. Stupid close, dude. We need just a little bit more. Okay, is that good? Yep. See, it goes right up to that second dot. That second dot tells you you're at the perfect level. The perfect level. And that's what you need. You need the perfect level. So you have the right level of pressure, oil pressure inside the car, or the engine, while the engine's running. And you just take this shit off. Get that over here. Magic. It's all fucking magic, people. Rocket science, I promise. The next step is actually to take this back to like your local Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone. You need to recycle your oil. Yeah, I swear to God, you guys are dumping your oil anywhere but where it needs to be recycled. I will find you and I will make you drink every last drop of it. As I always say, take everything out from underneath the hood before you lose it for the rest of your life. Alright, so the jack broke. It's no longer holding pressure. So we need to use a scissor jack. So if you find yourself in this awkward predicament, hopefully you have your scissor jack. Toyota gives you one of these things. You just do it like this. See? Probably shouldn't have leaned my phone against the tire, but I think you get the general gist. You just turn it like that. You got that out. Don't want to crush the phone. And we did it. We've lowered the car successfully. Alright, so there you go. I want to thank everybody who tuned in and watched this video today. What you could do, go ahead, got all my social medias up here in the top corners. If you could go ahead and follow the ones you like. That way you can support me any way you can. I'm on Twitch. I haven't been streaming for a month. I've got a motherboard that's going out, so we'll talk about that another time. I got my YouTube videos. I do 2 to 3 a week, so check those out. My SoundCloud, I'm really getting into using a digital audio workshop, so I'm going to have a lot more original music coming out much more frequently. It's been a lot of fun I've been having lately. I'm in a band. I'm going to be sharing a lot more stuff with them soon. There's a lot of ways you can support me. Again, up here in the corners, just go to any of the social medias that you feel you might be interested in. Support me the best way you can. It doesn't have to be financially, but any sort of support you guys give me, I greatly appreciate it. So, thanks everybody for the years and years of fucking just sticking around, even when it's boring, even if it's something you don't like. I know some of you guys watch my water heater video. You don't give a fuck about water heaters, so I love you guys for that. Hopefully, anybody who doesn't give a shit about Corollas liked my Corolla oil change video today. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, stay positive.